I'm Jacob Wilson. I'm a philosophy major, and I'm in my junior year. We went to Lockegee. It was unseasonably warm that day, so we went up there to basically just enjoy the day. I took my girlfriend Taylor was with me, and then we took two of our friends, Olivia and Ashley. Basically, from what I can recall, I was transitioning from one rock to another, and in the midst of that, I had to kind of go down a little bit. It wasn't level, and when I went from this rock to that rock, I kind of overshot it a little bit, and so I jumped a little bit too far, and then my momentum then carried me over the edge. I fell 80 feet, and then I hit an embankment, and I then fell another 20 feet, so 100 total. I broke my ankle. That was the main injury. I had to have surgery on that. I did that on Monday following the accident. Then I broke my elbow, my radius in my elbow, and I broke my nose. And then I had some internal injuries. I bruised my spleen, and then I also had some artery damage.
When it happened, I was up, like kind of higher up on the rock with one of our friends. And all of a sudden I heard our friend Olivia start screaming that he fell, and then I just looked on her face and just saw just pure terror. And at that point I was like, oh my goodness, this is actually happening.
I called for Taylor. She didn't answer me. She quit answering me. So that kind of scared me because I thought she had fallen as well. So I was really just nervous about what I was going to find.
And so I immediately, I don't know what I was thinking. I just immediately started jumping down the rocks to try and get to him. I was scared, and I was trying to mentally prepare myself for what I might find, when I got down to him.
My parents live in Cadiz, Kentucky, which is in western Kentucky. It's about 5 hours from here. And my girlfriend called them. They were kind of obviously shocked by the news, and so they were kind of rushing to get to Lexington. They knew at that point that I was going to be flown to Lexington. Both my sisters were called by my parents, and they both came from where they were. I like to think that there is a reason that my injuries weren't at the severity of death or permanent injury. I think that God was looking out for me. Me and my sister, Megan, she was in a car accident, a very severe car accident. Had full facial reconstructive surgery. She was basically, if she had been any worse than what she had been, she would have died. Her injuries were worse than mine. And we both got this tattoo. It says "spared," and that just reiterates the fact that we both feel like, God's watching out for our family, and that God is ultimately in control.
There's a verse in Psalm 30 that says, "You spared my life from going down into the pit," or "You spared me from going down into the pit." I think he was spared.
You see your boyfriend, your best friend almost die. There's gonna be some mental things to get over, and some spiritual things to get over. But it just really makes me realize how much I have to rely on God, and how God has a different plan for each of our circumstances. And I think definitely God was with us that day. It could have been so much worse. So I think it's definitely made me realize how big God is, and how it could have been so different, but it wasn't.
I've heard horror stories, of people that have fallen and haven't been able to recover like I've recovered, and that makes me definitely feel for them. It also makes me very thankful for what I was able to, to do, and how I was able to recover. And at the extent of my injuries, for all intents and purposes, my injuries were not bad. They should have been a lot worse, really. I mean, I had a concussion on the way down, but I mean, that could have easily turned into brain damage. I probably should have broken more bones than I did. So I'm just very thankful that it wasn't worse. I had been up to Lockegee multiple times. I really like hiking, and so I'm not going to let the fall, I'm not going to let it stop me from doing that. I think that I'll be back at Lockegee when I'm able to.